for the greatest show in the history of great fucking shows.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on.
Okay, here we are, 48th floor. I'm with my main man T-Bop
Hello.
and Ali motherfucking G.
What up?
Also here
back.
with we had Colin from before, Jailhouse Love. Now she's actually in studio, so this is gonna be good. So tell us, how did it come about?
Well, first of
That's a
all,
very
her
general
name is
question.
Jennifer.
Yes,
You don't
okay.
even introduce her.
Okay, sorry, man. Let's go, Jennifer.
Yeah, that's a pretty general question. You want
Yeah.
to be a little more specific?
Well, okay. Like, okay, so you're married to a person who's in prison,
Yes.
right? Like, I got a serious question for you. I think everybody wants to know. Like, was it a lack of options? Like, because like did you just strike out in the dating world of, like, there's a lot of free men running around here, the bunch of assholes, so you
Yeah,
decided
exactly,
to go into
a bunch
the
of assholes.
penitentiary? like
No.
how does that work? Like, why?
Actually, a friend of his from inside, his girlfriend put a ad on a dating site, and I was scrolling through and I came across the profile, and I was curious.
Like, were the pictures of him in, like in jail? Or-
So yeah, there was
Okay,
one picture of,
Okay.
well, a couple pictures of him in jail.
All right.
Like doing
And
push-ups with his shirt off.
No, buddy.
no, there was one
No
of him in the
action
gym.
shots.
Yes.
Oh, see.
But no, but I mean, like, is this Tinder or what? Like,
No.
plenty of fish? Like, what is it?
Yeah.
Like,
POF.
really?
POF, yeah.
Really? So you?
Oh, like Jailhouse POF?
No, just
No,
regular POF.
man.
Oh.
Wow! Holy shit!
If someone else is putting up the profile for you, that's cool, right? You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm
Right.
not on that, so I wouldn't
But
know.
so his friend's girlfriend put it up there,
Hmm.
but he's not allowed to respond to any of this stuff, though, is he?
No, they
No.
don't have access
So
to
then-
internet.
So that when you were messaging her.
Her, yeah.
Yeah.
With
And so
said-
she basically screened you for this guy.
Well, she basically said that he was in prison. She didn't say why. That he's a good guy who made wrong choices.
Hey, I'm sure there's lots of people in there that are good guys. There's a lot
Yep.
of wrongfully convicted people that are in jail, so
There's a lot of good guys outside of prison too. That's what I
Is
don't
that,
get.
Yeah, where?
right.
Yeah, where? Yeah, but
And
Sorry.
yeah,
Oh, this
so
is
anyway.
gonna be fun.
So have you two met?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
yeah, they're fucking married.
Well, I understand that, but she was talking about pen paling through.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so
Oh, yeah,
this
yeah,
is just
yeah.
the beginning.
Oh, okay. So
So I contacted her to find out why he was in prison, and she told me everything. And then I had to kind of think about whether or not I wanted to interact with this person because of his charge, or his conviction, I should say.
Yeah.
And yeah, soul searching, and I'm always big on second chances and finding out who people are for who they are, not just what people say about them or what's on a blog or internet.
Yeah, for sure.
So I chose to write to him. We wrote back and forth and talked on the phone. And 2 months later, I put in for an application to meet him. And I went and met him.
Nice. How many times have you seen him?
Too many to count.
No, I mean, like, before you guys,
Yeah.
before you guys got engaged or whatever.
5 months.
Oh, it's 5 months. Fuck! Right out of the frying pan into the fire.
Hey, well,
you know,
Rob-
hey, no. Just hold on. You know what I always say
You already
about
know what he's gonna
adults?
say.
You know what I always say about adults? Here's the one thing I'll say about adults: as we get older, we make these fucking, like, these crash decisions, and we just go for it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Look at me and my girlfriend. Fuck, 3 months, man. Bam! All of a sudden we're living together, right? And been happily ever since.
Yeah,
Sometimes they say the
happiest I've
person
ever
that
seen
you're
you.
supposed to be with is right underneath your nose, and you just don't know it, right? Could be
Yeah.
that too, right?
Well, sometimes you just get a sense because, I mean, I had been engaged twice prior to my husband and knew damn well I was never getting married to these guys.
Yeah.
And I met him and I knew instantly.
Do you feel that maybe it's because he's in there and you like to have some of your alone time plus?
No.
No.
Not at
You know,
all.
sometimes people are like that, right?
Nope,
Yeah,
not at all.
No, I get where you're coming
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying,
no,
right? Like sometimes
absolutely.
you'll date someone like that because you know, well, you've got a little alone time and then you've got that part of it, right?
Well, and,
And it's
some
not like he comes
Constant.
sneaking around the house, seeing what you're
that's
up
the
to.
thing. Some
Yeah.
women are like, well, he's in jail, so I know he's not going to cheat on me, but that's not true.
Oh boy.
Oh, they can cheat on you in jail too.
Oh,
I
hell
guess.
yeah.
Sure they can.
With
just
guys
gay for the
and
stay.
women? No, but maybe they can get other women to come visit them.
There are
Why couldn't
lots
they?
of guards and other people who work in there that will have sex with the
Facilitate,
inmates.
yes.
Wow.
Sure they will.
Jesus.
Wow, that's crazy.
There's
perverts
actually
in there
been
too, bro.
relationships come
Like-
out of these intimacies.
Wow.
And then, of course, they had to give up being a guard.
Yeah. Wow, that's. Yeesh.
And then when the guy gets out, the guy wants nothing to do with them. They just gave up their fucking career.
Exactly.
Sometimes, yes, not
Yeah,
all
like,
times.
Jesus.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, it's a sacrifice too, right? You know what I mean, right?
It is. But anyway, so now you guys.
Were you scared when you found out what he did? Were you scared for your own children? How many children?
Absolutely
do you
not.
have? How many children do you have?
3.
3. Okay.
Had I been, I
Have they
wouldn't.
met
2 have, yes.
Okay.
But you weren't scared for your children or yourself? No.
Not at all.
So like like describe him. Is he like a really soft-spoken guy, or does he look like he has a short fuse, or what?
No.
No?
He may look that way, but that's not him. He's just like you guys, actually.
Dickheads.
No. I mean, in the way you speak. He swears, you
Same
know.
mannerisms.
Same mannerisms, yes.
sure.
But no, he's
Is
He's
he
a
the same age group
gentleman.
as you, or is he?
the
older?
exact same as me. yeah.
Okay, so he's 40.
5.
45. All right.
Yes.
Fuck, I thought you were gonna say like 49 there.
No.
No, I know you're not. We're all the same age group. I'm a little bit older, but
Well, quite a bit, but it's not good.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay. So after now you
Initial meetings happened, right?
the initial meetings happened. Now you've went in there and you met him several times and whatever, and
What made you think that you wanted to? This is it. This is the dude I'm going to settle down with, right?
Just a feeling.
Just a feeling.
Just a feeling.
so like
Could it be a midlife crisis?
No.
No.
And did you do the pros and cons of it on a list and in
Oh,
your
of
head?
course.
Of course, right?
Of
yeah.
course, yeah.
so now like when does he get out?
That's kind of a tough question.
Okay, well when is he eligible to get
So
out?
he was eligible for day parole last November, and then in 2023 he's eligible for full parole. But that's just eligible.
That doesn't
he
mean
is
he's
a
gonna
lifer.
get it.
How
He's a
long has he
li-
been in there for now?
22.
So
So-
22, but like in Canada, if you serve the life sentence 25 years, you're out. Right? Isn't that how it works?
No, I think
No.
he's just eligible
unless
for
you're
parole.
deemed a dangerous offender.
No, you guys don't.
Okay, yeah, we don't know shit. You know,
No.
educate us.
So what is
Educate
it?
us.
When you get 25 to life,
Yeah.
that means that you're eligible in 22 to 25 years to get out, but the government and the law own you for life. So if they choose to never let you out, they can choose to never let you out.
Like for instance, like Paul Bernardo, right? Right?
Yeah.
They're not gonna let the
Yeah.
he can try all he wants, right? He could have, right? I mean, he did, right?
Yeah. But okay, so now
Like Clifford Olson died in jail.
Yeah.
So
Did he have any like issues in jail?
Of
Like-
course. Absolutely. Everybody does.
I guess so, right?
issues that would stop him from getting out.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I
in that-
mean.
that's what
Like,
he's kinda
like did
getting
he
at.
Oh.
do other crimes in jail where they're like,
Oh, no.
we're going to tack on 5 years, 7 years? Like
I
you stabbed the
mean-
guy at the fucking kitchen
No.
because you're arguing over craft dinner.
You got caught with some weed. Doesn't really matter what the fuck you're doing in there. You get
Yeah,
caught.
yeah,
Anything
they tack on time. So
Okay, so no. Yes, he did do things inside that he wasn't supposed to do. But no, they don't tack on time.
Okay.
They actually give you fines. And if you're doing shit like that, then they're going to take their time letting you out.
Yeah.
Because it's going to look
So-
bad when they review your parole jacket or whatever.
Did he go
Right.
through any programs to help himself to get out early?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
He's so he's taken many different programs, all pretty much what we would take in school. He did his GED in inside, and he got his well, he's a what do you call it? Sorry.
A pastor?
Builds houses.
Oh,
Oh,
Contractor.
wow.
Contractor.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
carpenter. whatever.
Contractor or whatever.
Whatever.
Sweet. I thought you were gonna come up with a pastor as gonna be.
No.
It's crazy. No,
No.
but so you're okay. So now let's fast forward now. Okay, so you guys got married.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're full
11
on fully
months
married.
prior to, well, yeah, about 11 months prior to 1 year of knowing each other.
Yeah. So now aren't you worried like when he gets out like about jobs and like future
Stability and all that kind of
So,
stuff, right? Yeah.
I don't know
all
if
that?
you guys know, but when you're a lifer, you don't just get thrown into
Go to halfway house.
Yeah,
society.
you go to halfway
right?
house and yeah.
Yeah.
But I
So-
mean like
A
like
slow
it's-
integration back into
Yes,
society.
absolutely.
It's also proven like halfway houses don't work for a lot of people, right?
Oh, well, of course.
Like whether he has to stay there for a year and then goes to live with you.
No,
I mean,
he's going to be there
know.
for probably a year and a half to 2 years.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
And during that time, there's people, he'll be going to counseling, he'll be going to meetings.
And then you got to sign in and sign out at different. You know,
Yeah.
You're only
Yeah.
allowed out
Yeah.
a certain amount of time.
Yeah,
right,
you
all
have
that kind of
curfews
stuff.
and that,
Right.
but that changes as well too.
Yeah.
And there'll be people to help him get a job, and I'm his support system. So they want to know if you have a good support system for when you get out.
Now here's the thing, the question that kind of on my mind is, when he gets out, are you worried about like you know when you date somebody and you kind of go through that phase of living with them to figure out if you guys can live together, if you can cohabitate. So you've got to figure all that out after knowing someone for 4 or 5 years. So
Okay, so we have actually had many weekends together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 72 hours is what a PFE is.
So there you go. That's a fair amount of time. To
yeah, but
spend.
that's not full time living together.
Of course it's not.
No,
Right.
but
You're
you get
staying
a
like
sense.
12 hours with them. though.
72 hours.
Oh, 70.
Yeah.
That's pretty much full time.
Seven-
No, but what Rob's
What
saying
the
is,
fuck are you talking about? 72 hours out of a full
Okay,
week
stop.
is not full time living together. There you
72
go with your
hours
mathematics again.
every 6 weeks. 72 hours every 6 weeks, we were entitled to be together for 72 hours.
Yeah.
Well, they can
Because
go-
you like I get what you're saying. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like you do the whole courting and the whole dating process, but then when you live with someone, you're like, holy fuck, they leave the toilet seat up
Exactly,
whatever it
or
might be,
you
fuck
just can't
it.
stand the way they
Put your
chew.
But I got to
cap
see
on
all
the
that
fucking
when I was with
toothpaste.
him all those times.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
like you were were you leaving when you were with them for the 72
No,
hours?
72 hours
You
straight.
were straight with
Straight.
them 72 hours.
I think you get. They
but
must give
that's
you a
not
little
nowhere
house,
near
little
full-time
room or
living
something,
together.
right?
Yeah, I
No,
know,
but
Rob,
when
you-
it's consistent, and,
Yeah.
and it's, we're talking 7 years here,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
7 years of consistent,
Yeah,
3
but
days,
a consistent
every
3
6
days,
weeks.
every 6 weeks.
you get to know somebody.
For sure.
Yeah.
And people think that, oh, well, he's going to be on his best behavior inside while you're with him. That's not true, because I've many friends who have been with men inside and have had their 3 days where they've been shown this guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah, do you have a support? Did you join like a group or anything like wives of
Or maybe
inmates
meet
or
anyone
something like
On Facebook, yeah.
Jailhouse
Yeah.
love.
Is that what it's called? Jailhouse?
No.
No.
Marco
Support
just likes
group
to
for
say
people
that.
Yeah, I know support groups. Like there's support group for everything.
Yeah.
Like I started a support group about that hat you're wearing. But,
Don't you talk about Ken Griffey and
No, but well, that's good. I just like.
Well, you seem confident. You seem really confident and happy. So let's just get that off the.
Well, 7 years is a long time to be with somebody, right? Whether you see them all the time or not, right?
Yeah.
For
No?
sure.
What if
And
that
we
person
talk on
was
the
in a-
phone every single day.
Have
like
you
I'm
ha-
saying, what if that person was in a job where they weren't around, they're
Well, yeah.
traveling
Yeah.
6-8 months out of the year. A comedian, you know, there's thousands
Sports
of players, thousands of jobs, right? Doctors,
Military.
exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah, a lot of those relationships.
but the difference
end up
is
in
you
the
know that
toilet.
person's coming home. It's a little different, right?
Maybe not.
It
Some of
depends
them
on the
get-
people, though. You can't just say.
No,
mean,
I totally get that. It depends on the two people in the relationship. But I
Right?
mean,
Like, we have-
let's not put a lot of faith into that because sometimes shit just doesn't work out.
Yeah, that's true.
And sometimes shit doesn't work out when it has nothing to do with prison.
That's right.
Right.
Oh
I
yeah,
agree.
no, I totally.
A lot of the
agree.
times, right?
Yeah.
I totally agree.
So it doesn't matter.
You know?
It's like there's good and bad everywhere, and there's shit that works and shit that doesn't work everywhere. So it doesn't matter. Yes, it's harder in prison. I'm not gonna say it's a cakewalk or,
Have you ever had the urge to stray for a night? And
no. Never.
Have you ever had the urge to like bake a file on a cake and then give it to him so he can file his way out of there?
No.
Or a shovel, you know?
Never.
Oh,
Something like
No.
that.
I see where this
Shawshank
is
Redemption style.
No,
Yeah.
he is a very honest person who knows he deserves to do his time, and he's doing his time.
going. Wow.
See, that's kind of a sign of someone that, you know, is
Well,
changing, right?
Yeah, you would like you want to know something like you can like a lot of people can change when they're in there and like it was just a accident or a really bad lack of
Let's just
judgment.
say he was 22
Yeah.
when the accident happened, and he was completely high on drugs and alcohol, everything in his system. Now, I don't use that as an excuse because it's no excuse, but we all know when we use drugs and alcohol, there's times of lapse where
Your
you
judgment is
don't
the same,
remember.
for sure, and your
Your
judgment,
judgment,
is definitely
yeah.
off.
I
Yeah.
can contest with that, man. I smoke a joint and I don't know what the fuck what's
Yeah,
going on,
yeah,
right? Because
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
smoke it, right?
right, right.
So, yeah, that's a fair statement.
And it's also when you're that age, you don't have the comprehensive of
The maturity.
maturity of
Yeah.
knowing consequences and actions. You do kind of, but you don't
Yeah, yeah, for
really know.
Yeah.
I'm 45,
I mean-
and I know if I run over somebody today, when
They
know,
say
I'm in
your
trouble, right?
your brain stops completely developing at 21.
Yeah.
So you're not going to know everything and make all the right choices at 21, 22. I mean, it's just
and they
not
say if you
logical.
start doing drugs during your teens, your brain during those developing years,
Yeah.
you'll kind of stay stuck. Like if you started doing drugs when you were 16, basically that's the age your brain's going to kind of stay at.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean that's using copious amounts.
Right. Yes.
It's using drugs in general too, right?
No, copious amounts.
Yeah, but
Well,
like,
I mean, like you smoked dope ever since you're what 10?
I smoked dope since I was 16, but there's been
Oh,
tons
16,
of
sorry.
cocaine, fucking meth, fucking.
And
name
look
it.
at him. He can walk into a high school right now. And they'll be
Right.
like, "Hey, this guy's a
Right.
grade fucking 12.
Right.
He looks young. He's got gold.
Yeah,
got
you
the
haven't
fucking
changed much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's got a few wrinkles, a few
right.
scars. That's it.
that's hilarious.
But you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
So, you know,
So yeah, like I get it. It's like a really shitty thing that, on his part or whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
but
I mean,
22 to
but-
45, that's a lot of years to.
Can
You
we
know,
go into
and those-
can we go into say at least what the charge was or
first degree murder.
first degree murder?
Where you look at someone like Isaac, right? Isaac Dees, and you look how he's changed his life, right?
Yeah.
You look at him
So-
now; he's tattooing, and go ahead.
I
sorry.
just want to explain something.
Go ahead.
So even though he got first degree murder, it wasn't first degree murder. It was second degree murder. So the difference is that first degree murder is premeditated,
Yeah.
whereas second degree is not. It's accidental or whatever.
Yeah, involuntary
Um,
manslaughter or whatever.
Yeah.
wasn't planned.
But because of the other charges that that they tacked on, they made it first degree murder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, he had a legal aid lawyer. So
Yeesh.
the lawyer tried to explain to the judge that he was out of his mind on drugs and alcohol when the incident happened. And the judge wanted nothing to
What
do
year
with
was
it.
that?
He didn't want to hear it.
What kind of give me the time? The 90s, right? That would be the
90s,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Because I remember in the 90s that legal aid was under a big investigation because what they were doing is they were seeing people and it's telling they'd say I seen you for 5 hours or I seen you for 3 hours, but really they didn't even come to your house. And I had a guy come to my house and he's like, how many times has this lawyer come here? And I was like, never came here once. And the guy's telling that he's seen me 12
Yeah.
hours and
Yep.
he's billing for it.
Billing hours.
And there was a big thing in legal aid, and they had to crack down on it, right? So,
I also went through that too.
right. So that's probably a little bit of what's going on. Some of it to not give him the proper.
Some,
defense,
and the
right?
nature of the incident too.
Of course,
yeah.
I remember that in the 90s. That's why I asked, right?
Yeah.
Big thing going on with that, right?
Okay, so let's just switch gears here. You're 100% confident that when he gets out, things are gonna go well.
I am 1,000,000% confident.
100%. Okay.
I would say that from what I know and everything, I would say probably after, that long, and you're 45, 46 years old, you start to you start to realize, man, what's up, right? And you're either like, from what I know about the charges, I can say that it's probably the guy's changed, right?
The thing is he doesn't have it's not like he had a past of
That's what I was
going around
getting at.
killing people or
Yeah, for sure.
doing. I mean, yeah, he had a past of petty theft, but
Yeah.
nothing major.
Yes.
I
And
know, but there's a thing that happens, I think, in he lost 23 years of his fucking
That's what
some
I'm
of the
saying.
most important years of
Yes.
your life.
Mhm.
Like he's been in jail for that long. I mean, fucking Facebook, the technology,
Cell phone.
everything.
Internet,
like he can come
absolutely.
out and be
Be
overwhelmed by all that
Oh,
shit,
he
even though
probably-
he sees a little
He
bit.
sees
of
a
it.
little bit of it, but to imagine getting out and you've gone through 6 presidents, whatever it's been, right? Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you break it down like that, it would be overwhelming.
And it's
but
twen-
don't
and-
forget they have TV.
I do know that, but I mean,
But you're
fuck-
still missing out on.
You're still missing out on a
22
lot. Yeah,
summers.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like internet, he's never been on the internet, so that's a huge thing.
right? Yeah, you hear about this stuff, but you don't really see it, right?
But it's kind of also nice the guy's not clouded with all this fucking bullshit fucking
information.
going on,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Absolutely.
Makes him a little bit more old school, old fashioned, I guess, right? Would be the
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, that could be right.
Yeah. And we have a very open relationship where we, have great communication. I've never had that in my life with any other guy. He's always been completely honest with me with everything he's done inside, with his charge, everything. So, and I mean, the internet's right there. You can have a look. So,
Yeah.
I'm very confident that I have a good man on my hands and that we will have
Okay.
a long, happy life together.
Yeah, so okay. So yeah. Yesterday, Surrey house fire. 42-year-old woman stabbed. Guy sets fire to the house, and a 5-year-old boy dies. He then goes and gets in his car and jumps off the bridge, Port Patula Bridge.
Good fucking riddance.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
So something like that doesn't.
Oh, are you making that shit up?
No, this is actually
That
what
actually really happened?
yesterday in Surrey.
Oh,
yes.
fuck, good riddance. I'm glad he killed himself. It
So
sucks
something
that
like
he took
that
people
won't-
out with him.
It doesn't worry you at all.
What do you mean? In what way?
Just people cracking, like.
When, getting out and then
Yeah, the guy
cracking
getting
and
out
just not.
cracking.
But I
Um,
think if
I
you get
guess
out on
anybody
your-
could crack.
I think if you get out on your own,
Yes.
and you have no support system like her,
Yeah.
you might have a problem. Because you might have a problem getting back into society and figuring out your way and your.
And to be honest with you, when he goes in front of the parole board, the biggest thing they want to know and are going to ask is, what is your support system? How are you going to live? Who's going to take care of you if you have no money? Who's going to emotionally support you? Where are you going to get this from? And we have all that lined up. So, because it's not just me.
Yeah.
I've got my cousin, other people in the community, right, who are going to be there
support you, right, and all
to
that
help.
too, right? So
Yeah, but that doesn't, like what he just read to you, doesn't,
Mhm.
that doesn't bother you at all? Like,
Can I ask you to read it again?
Surrey house fire. A 42-year-old woman was stabbed in the neck. She ran out of the house bleeding. A house was set on fire, and a 5-year-old boy died in the fire.
And
then he goes into his car, takes off, and jumps off the Patella Bridge.
Okay, so to me,
Yeah.
to the blind person,
Yeah.
you're gonna just hear and see what you've just heard, right?
Yeah, sure.
For me, I'm going to ask, what are the circumstances around what happened? Was he high on some major drug?
Or him and
Was
his wife just fighting? Who knows?
what were the incidences that led up to that? And I'm not saying that there could be nothing.
Yeah.
He could just be crazy and
Mental health.
But it's never just a black and white. There's always a gray area, in my opinion.
And what about your family? Are they supportive of your decision to marry?
Some yes and some no.
Is it 50-50?
No,
No?
I would say 2. My father and my sister. My brother was not happy to begin with, but once he got to know the things I told him, he felt differently.
Yeah. So you have some family supportive, some family not supportive.
Yep.
I mean, I guess that's just par for the
Absolutely.
course, right?
Yep.
That's
That's
fuck
life.
it. We get into this age,
Especially fathers.
yeah.
right?
that's-
You know, I can understand that, right?
That's bound to happen with anything. Fuck.
Yeah.
There's some people that get married and then the mom won't ever talk to the bride, or you know what I mean. So
But hopefully, he
Politics.
gets out and everyone gets to meet him and realizes that.
That's what I'm
That's
hoping
what you're
is,
hoping, right?
they need to get to know him. They don't know anything about him but what I say. So they
Right.
need to get to know
and
him
what
for
they've
him.
personally gone and found out
Right.
on their own,
Right. And then that's how I am. Okay. I want to know everything, not just one side before I
Right.
judge a person.
I agree with that. I agree with that for sure.
so
Because there's always, no matter how much you know this person or
Yeah.
like them or, how honest they are,
Well, you're
when
right.
when your emotions are involved, there's always a gray area.
Well, just in general, people have a real, like, they don't forget, things, right? So when they read something or they think something about somebody, it'll keep in their mind for years and years and years and years until they meet that person again. It happens to me a
Yeah.
lot, right?
for sure.
I was at Shannon Boak's funeral, and Shannon Boak's mother wouldn't even shake my hand. And I was like, that's so weird, and it's because of all the shit she heard about me from when I was younger, and this and that.
You were a little fucking.
Whether I was a
gangster.
little shit or not, the
Just
point is
joking,
it
yeah.
followed me.
Yeah, yeah,
It
for
followed
sure.
me till I was 43 years old,
And
this lady's
most of
pulling
it-
her hand away from me, right?
That's the thing.
Wow.
And I'm not that guy anymore, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
I wasn't even that
So-
bad to begin with. To
so
be
that's an
honest.
example
you weren't
right
that
there.
Right.
Right?
And I can admit that, right? And
You
I was a
weren't
little
that
shit,
bad.
but I wasn't bad enough to where you're not going to shake my hand, right?
Yeah, but maybe she didn't know.
That's
She only knew what she was told.
Right? Because when it goes through the game of telephone,
Yeah,
things
That's
sound
why
worse
you
than when
need to get to know somebody yourself
Right.
before
So,
you make that judgment.
Has he talked to you? Is he nervous?
Actually, we talked before coming here,
Yeah.
and he was a little surprised because it was kind of a quick decision to come today. So I hadn't spoken to him after we spoke,
Yeah.
and he didn't know I was coming here today. So he was not too happy, but and also because of the fact that it was months ago when we did, the phone call.
Yeah. Did he hear the phone call?
No.
No.
We can't, right?
Yeah, he can.
Unless you play it for
Yeah,
him.
I can play it for him.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of left it at that because of COVID and everything, right?
Yeah,
so
for
I
sure.
didn't really mention much about it. So to him, it was like, well, you didn't mention it for months, and now all of a sudden you're going there. So
So it's opening up some wounds. for
yeah, but
him
I let
too.
him know,
I
that
mean, what's he think? You're coming here to get gangbanged or what? Like,
No, he just
No,
doesn't
not-
want things to go out, and maybe we say something that shakes her confidence, or who knows what he's thinking. He's
Well,
Right.
he's in there, and he has
All
no
of
way
a
of.
sudden, you're getting a divorce.
no,
No,
not
not
happening.
saying that, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
we throw some ideas. He
Rob-
doesn't know. He's got his mind racing.
And
in
Robbie's
there, right?
getting
Right, he doesn't know what we're going to talk about.
Right.
I think he wanted to know kind of the questions and what we were going to talk about
Yeah.
prior.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we're
And-
not here to put him on blast or anything.
No.
And I let him know that, it's just basically to get our story out there and kind of educate people.
Yeah.
And I told him I'll let him hear it when it's done.
Well, let's just go into if the priests in Catholic Church can run around and do all that stuff that they did for thousands of years, this guy deserves a second chance.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, these guys aren't even owning it, right?
But it's a little different, right? Because
Why?
you've got a whole group across the planet doing that, right? You've got one guy that made a mistake 22 years ago, wasn't thinking clearly,
Yeah.
did something, and probably went home that night and was like, "What the fuck did I just do?"
He didn't
Yeah.
go home that night. He went to jail that night.
Whatever, you know what I mean, right? He woke up
Yeah.
sober and guaranteed 3-4 days later wasn't
Well-
like, this is cool. He's
Yeah,
like, oh
yeah,
my god,
sure.
I fucked up. What am I gonna do now?
Yeah. And
Can
then
I
he's-
just tell
Yeah,
you,
maybe I'm wrong,
Absolutely.
when he was arrested and he was being interrogated, they kept asking him questions about the incident. And he just kind of stood there or sat there dumbfounded, like he was just staring straight and was not in his right mind. And then, you know, he was just questioning, like, oh my God, like, what did I do? What did I do? Because there are parts of the night that he doesn't remember.
Oh, absolutely. And
he knows what he did, but there are parts of the night where he doesn't remember why he did what he did, or not that there was any reason for him to do what he did.
Well, can I ask you a question? Like, if we can lead into this a little bit, like, was it a domestic dispute?
That was part of it.
Okay.
But the drinking was happening for how many days before the actual incident happened? Was it like
cocaine?
We're talking everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Everything in his system. And then the other thing
going on a
that
bender
wasn't
kind of thing,
fair
right?
also is that when he was arrested, they never tested him. They never used breathalyzer or tested him for drugs and alcohol at all. And that's wrong. You're supposed to do that right away.
Well, it goes a long way in your trial because you go to trial and they think you're kind of sober doing that, and it's a little different.
Well, that's the thing, because they will take that into consideration, right? But because of the nature of the crime, they didn't want to test him.
That's right.
Wow.
What kind of happens is, like, you know, like, say I go out and I beat up a cop, right, tonight. The cops that pick me up aren't going to be very nice to me when they get me down there, right?
Right.
For sure.
Not going to be, hey, buddy, give you some coffee and massage your shoulders while you wait, right? Going to be a pricks to me, right? Keep me in the same room all night, wait 12 hours, and ask me some questions, right? That's what they do when they want something out of you, right?
And I also just have to say that he did not physically kill anybody, okay? His negligence caused the death of someone, but he did not physically himself kill that person.
Wow.
So would it be
fair to say it's like basically like, you know, say the heat is 42 degrees and somebody goes into the pub and has a few drinks, but they have the kid in the car,
and you forget,
and then they forget,
Absolutely.
and they come out and the kid is dead.
No, that's
Absolutely.
straight up fucking murder in my mind.
It is, but what I want,
you don't leave your kid in a hot car.
but
You
what
know
I'm saying
when you're driving
yes,
there.
but what
not
I'm
to
saying
leave
is the
your kid
same.
in a
It's the
hot
same
car.
thing. It's like,
but what if you're totally out of your mind with the kid in
I
the
was just
car
gonna say
before
that.
you get to the bar?
If I'm in my backyard and I'm peeling back a case of beer, and then all of a sudden I go upstairs to turn the music on and my kid's in the pool, I come out and he's dead in the back pool.
It
Right.
happens.
The cops show up and they find out I'm fucking hammered and I'm playing with the fucking music. Guess
Right.
who's going to jail? Me.
Yeah, like that's
Secondary
that's
murder.
secondary murder.
Sure, you want to put it that way, but not with a kid leaving a kid in a fucking oven.
I understand that, but I'm saying
different.
if it's different. But if you left a kid in the car, it's definitely murder. But if you left a kid in the car and you're drunk and you're high and you go in the store and you're fucking around,
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Right?
see
Like,
that. I see that.
because you're not thinking, like, I'm not thinking that when I go in to change the music that my child's gonna die in the pool. I'm not thinking that. But when I come out and he's floating in the pool, holy fuck, right?
Right.
It happens a lot.
It happens all the
It
time.
happens
Like
a
within
lot.
10 seconds, you can like there's parents that, or you know, they walk into to check on the other kid
But if you
with the
weren't-
one in the bathtub, and then they walk back 15 seconds later,
Right.
And the you know,
But what I'm saying is, if you're not drinking and you phone the cops and they show up and you're straight, you're not going to get charged with second-degree murder, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
you'll
have
just
to
get
say,
charged with
Child negligence.
negligence. Yeah, for sure.
there is one situation that happened a long time
Yeah.
ago, and the guy I was with, he drank a lot, and when he drank, he was evil.
But back to like just back to some about those diddling priests or whatever the fuck, Catholic Church.
Right.
I agree with Marco, like, in a sense where these rapists are protected. Some of them have been raping for years. and
Goddamn
they're
rights are protected. They
Yeah,
get
they're protected
floated
by
around,
the
man.
church, right?
Yeah.
And you know, there's not a goddamn thing the government can do
Nope.
to get these guys.
Nope.
Nothing, because they're protected by the church.
Do you-
And so
Sorry.
I do believe that, you know, some people, I'm not saying everybody deserves a second chance, and don't say everybody, say
Yeah,
some people.
Some people, absolutely.
Because they
deserve
don't.
a second chance, right? Not everybody.
I don't believe pedophiles deserve a second chance for any reason. Okay, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
You're not going
But-
to cure a pedophile.
But so like having read up on your husband's situation and whatever, and you know, like all that other. Maybe he does deserve a second chance.
I agree.
Right?
No,
For fuck's sakes, they give Aaron Giles a second fucking chance.
there's
right?
a good point, right? You give him a second chance.
And what's he's fucking back in jail or some shit.
And just so you know, what you read online, there's so much more to it than just what was put online.
Yeah, I get that, right?
Yeah,
you know,
'cause
and you're filling in a lot of blank.
What they're doing is they're going to sensationalize it, make it the story all juicy, and
Right.
And they're going to craft the story and a
course.
narrative that suits the police.
horrendous
Yeah.
actions.
And so, do you like Queen Elizabeth?
Like the Queen.
What
Queen?
the
Queen.
fucking school?
No, I'm not a big Queen. No, I'm not a big fan of the Queen. No, I know what she's been up
No.
to.
Do you know that she's been involved in
The
all those
schools?
residential
For sure,
schools?
she has.
Yeah.
You know what I was saying back in the day? Trudeau knew it. The Queen knew it. They all fucking.
They
knew
all
it.
knew.
Yeah.
They all fucking knew.
Yeah.
They wanted to get rid of all the Native Indians.
That's right. They wanted to get the native out of Canada because it was a British Commonwealth at that time. That was their.
But they stole their land.
Yep. Yeah.
They were here first.
So.
Well, what do you think about those churches being burnt down? I think they're at the 25 or 30. Can someone can you Google and see how many churches? I think they're at 25. They might
Churches
be
burning down or burnt down.
But see, here's how I look at it too. Right, with that is, it. Not all Catholics are involved. There's good Catholics and bad Catholics.
for sure.
Of course there
There's good Muslims and bad Muslims.
Yeah,
There's
for
Muslims
sure.
that put strap-on body,
Bombs.
bombs and go and stand beside cars and kill children. And there's other Muslims that go to the mosque every day and pray. Those people don't do that. So
sure.
you can't blame. So I can't start burning down every Catholic church. That's
No,
not
but
the
just
answer.
the ones that were involved.
I understand, but some of these churches they aren't involved. They're
Right.
just getting burnt down.
Now.
Yeah, they're just getting burnt
Right.
down to get burnt down, right? And I understand why people they're angry, but what you're doing is you're not helping, because what you're doing is putting another. The light goes on the native people, and it goes on and says these people are. That's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to burn stuff down. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. That's not a good light.
And
Yeah,
also,
And it's
But-
probably not even them doing it, half of them.
But I think though, I think at some point you have to say, okay, the Pope's not going to say shit.
I agree. You got to fight back. It's fucking time.
His team of lawyers are going to do nothing.
And quit calling them unmarked graves, because they're not. They're mass murder scenes, and they should be investigated as so. And it's insulting to call them graves because they weren't died of natural causes, and they weren't. It's disgusting.
Do you know of anybody that died in our high school? Like
During school.
Cecilia.
During school? Like no, during school.
His point is when we went to school, we felt safe and we knew we weren't gonna fucking
No.
Yeah.
get our
Yeah,
hair
no.
pulled out or sit in. I heard about electric.
No, we
chairs
didn't
were
use
set up.
guns and
Yeah.
knives. We used
Yeah.
our fists.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But we didn't have anyone. I don't think anyone died in our
Nope.
high school.
Nope.
Like not even like an accident on the playground, broken neck,
Yeah, no.
dead, right? But in these schools, like we're talking thousands.
Like I read like on Facebook the other day, like the RCMP should be on fucking blast for this shit too. Let me just explain something to you. Nobody interrupt me, okay?
Yeah.
When the white settlers or white people came over to this fucking land, it was populated by natives, right? There was no government, there was no nothing. What white people came over with was religion, Catholic religion. And if they deemed somebody to be evil or whatever, they burnt them. They fucking burnt them. They threw them in rivers. They did whatever. They killed them. They've been killing way before they ever stepped foot on this land. And the Catholic Church has been in power way before any government was in power.
100%.
Yeah.
So now that you have a government here, you have Trudeau, you have all these other fucking people. If they believe, if they're Catholic, right? They're still talking to Catholic priests. Oh well, we got to get all the natives and get their culture out of there and shit like that. It still comes from the top, which is what Catholics. Then it goes down to government, and then it goes down to RCMP, the people who are doing their jobs. Right.
Well, they're
No,
mandated.
I know mandated. Whatever, Marco. You want to know something? Your company you work for can mandate you to go fucking clean up that shit that we just did today.
Yeah,
And
for
guess
sure.
what? You have to clean it up.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
not, you're fucking out of here.
Yeah.
Right? But mandate nothing. But it seems like even still today, the orders come from up there.
100%.
That's why they're still untouchable.
Yep.
They're never charged with anything.
Yep.
these fucking diddlers. So like we gotta like look at that.
And you're also looking at the fact that
Right?
Catholic Church makes a lot of money.
Yeah, and they're one of the biggest. But here's the one thing is that if we can go after Nazi war criminals,
We can go after them.
we can go after them.
Yep. I don't agree with not going after them, but I'm saying, say you go up to Our Lady of Good Counsel up the street and tonight, and I go burn that church down. That is not. They're not involved.
Yeah, for sure.
The people that go to that church are probably not involved. They're probably disgusted as I am.
Yeah.
Right. But there is Catholics alive today that are in their 70s, 80s that know
90s.
exactly what the fuck happened. And the last residential school closed in 1997.
Yeah.
So there's lots of fucking people alive that know what the fuck's
96.
going on. 96, sorry. So
Well, let's get them. Let's go after them.
well, the stories that Gary was telling me, it was unreal, bro.
Yeah.
And that was one of the worst ones he was at, by the way. Alert Bay is one of the worst residential schools in all
Yeah.
Canada. There's been horror
sure.
stories out of that one, man.
You know, but like,
Do
we
you
to
have
do
anybody that you've been close to, or any family members that have been in any residential schools?
Friends.
Yeah, friends.
Yeah.
For sure. So this hit. I think it hits home to everybody. Right?
Of course. Right? You know, and then you start to see why there's a lot of the alcoholism and the drugs and the poverty and the lack of direction, because
So-
you're never getting it, and you're always told that you're worthless and
Right.
Yeah.
you're this and you're that, and you're trying to basically what they were trying to do is there's actually Native people out there, like women and men, that hate white people. They hate Native people. But they're
Oh yeah,
Native.
yeah, for sure.
They're taught.
Yeah.
They've got themselves
Yeah.
rewired in those schools, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Brainwashed.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is like people's like, oh, it's Canada's biggest secret and biggest government.
I've known this for years.
Biggest secret, the government's biggest secret.
Yeah, I've known that for years, but
If
everyone
it,
has.
like if I was like in power and I knew that this was happening, you know, I'm
But it's Canada's dirty little secret.
yeah,
We
dirt-
all
hold
know
on,
about it.
Hold on, dirty little secret. But the government's like, what the fuck? Like, if I was the government, if I was gonna make this the government in Canada's dirty little secret, nobody take this the wrong fucking way. I would have fucking hired a group of people who are real evil to exhume all those fucking bodies, so that way there's no evidence ever found.
Of course.
Right? You
They
know what I
never
mean?
thought that anyone would find out. They just
No.
figured it fucking.
Yeah.
Let's keep these
And-
fenced up. No one could walk through here, and someone said, "Fuck
Yeah.
that noise."
Thank God for social media. I think that's
Yep.
kind of what you can't hide anymore.
Well, what happened was
Right.
Trudeau and the government before him, they kept putting down bills to go investigate these schools, and they kept taking away the funding.
Yeah.
And then people started saying, "Well, why are you taking the funding away? Like, what
Well,
the
they didn't
fuck
want
are
it.
you?" Well,
Yeah,
of course, they all know what's going on.
For sure.
Justin Trudeau
What-
grew up as Pierre Trudeau's son, man. He knows
What
exactly what's going on.
Isn't that Castro's
Hold on a
kid?
sec
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
What nationality is your husband?
He is part of Ojibwe.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Why is that perfect?
Well, because we're touching on this massive subject here, and she's married. So, what percentage, or
Probably about an eighth.
was he
Quarter,
was he
maybe.
living on a reserve or anything like
No.
that when this happened?
No,
But he was from basically, because I think Ojibwe is like in Toronto or something.
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg, that's right.
So is he from Winnipeg?
He is.
Yeah. So weird. That's where my ex is from.
Well, that's his problem right there. He was
That's one of the
He
problems,
was doomed
man.
to begin with.
Yeah,
Being born
okay.
in Winnipeg. Just
Fuck.
kidding.
Well,
I'm
you're
just
better off
joking.
being-
I'm sure Winnipeg people are real
I'm
good.
sure there's some times where he's out here thinking, man, I'd rather be in this jail cell than sitting in Winnipeg in minus 40, fucking freezing my balls off.
Yeah.
Fuck. No, he'd probably be out playing in the snow for sure.
So, what do you want to tell? Is there anything else that you want to add or say to anybody that's gonna basically, go in the same direction as you, dating somebody in jail?
Yeah, I mean, it's not something I would say, hey, go do it. It's not something I would recommend, but it's not something I would discourage either. I think that you really need to take the time to think about all the possibilities, all the pros and cons, because I kind of didn't do that. But to be honest with you, even if I had, I still would have made the decision I made, because I love the man I'm with, and I know he's a good man.
But was it Can I ask you a question though?
Mhm.
Obviously not off the first pictures, but when you met him, was it like, you know, like this is the one, this is the guy, or did it take you a little while to be like, well,
I mean, it wasn't the first day.
you know, because sometimes you do know that, right? Like, you can meet a chick and be like,
But love at first sight. Oh yes, I,
you know, you're in that position kind of right
I
now,
was
right?
in love with
I fell
him
in
the
love
first
with
day
my
I met him.
I bet you were, right?
I was.
So that's my kind of question.
But it wasn't because of how he looked or because he was in jail. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
because of who he was
Yeah.
and how he treated me.
That's good.
And I would say within probably a week, yeah, I knew he was the one I was going to marry.
Well, I guess you
what,
do have to.
what sort of things were you allowed to do in there?
It's like, you know, our cafeterias at school,
yeah.
tables, chairs, it's like that. But one of the prisons he was in, there was a playground outside. So when I brought my daughter, she was able to play on the playground, and he played with her the whole time.
And when you go for 72 hours, is that at there? And you
So
go
yeah,
around
we're on the premises,
Yeah.
and there is a house, and we have
A
3
stove,
bedrooms, a kitchen, just like a normal house.
play a little house for
Yeah.
72 hours.
Pretty much, and
Yeah.
you know, backyard and games and
That's good. That's
TV,
good.
movies, all the same things you would have in your home.
Okay, now like I said, like it was. Why didn't you choose somebody who was like, you know, gonna be out in 3 years? Like, why do you have to go for like that? Like, come on, you guys are
It wasn't.
thinking
It,
the
No,
same
I'm
thing.
it wasn't like I was
Jesus Christ, I'm not an
choosing
asshole
through
here.
a different.
but I mean, like-
you know, whole.
I know that, but I mean, like, oh, so he just popped up on POF and that was it. Like, there wasn't more convicts on there.
When you're on POF, what it is like you could look on your page and there's a bunch of.
Sorry, I watch a lot of television.
There's a lot of little
Come here,
squares,
convict.
you know, and the square
Inmate.
has profile pictures in it, right? And she just probably was scrolling and she opened the profile and boom, it came up, right?
That's not to say that it's like I was on there and that was the first guy I met. No,
No,
I had been dating.
No, but I mean, like,
But have
okay,
you
so I
been-
was.
Were you dating other guys in jail?
No,
Okay, so but this was the.
Were you looking for dudes in jail?
no.
Okay, well, see, that's where I got it all.
Usually on
mixed up.
POF, like because I'm looking at it from the guy's side, but I don't see a lot of women in prison. But I'm sure on the other side, there's a few dudes in there that are, you know, you got to be lonely in prison. You know, you're a man. You want things too, just like any other man, right? So
Yeah, but you
it's
can't just
They're
date
just harder to get.
somebody and
I guess you can.
have
right?
have a what you guys would call conjugal visit, which is called a private family visit.
Yeah.
You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. You have to show that you've been with this person for a long time, that there's a familial bond.
Yeah, you can't. be like,
so you can't order
No.
after a
up
month
hookers
be like,
No.
no. Of course you can't order up a hooker, but
with canteens, right?
yeah.
Robbie's got 6 G's in canteens. We're
Yeah.
sending him money, and he's ordering up girls. Oh, I'm gonna be marrying her soon.
Her name is Cinnamon.
Oh boy.
No, okay, that's where I misunderstood. I thought you were like
Out actively searching for a guy that is in prison.
Yeah.
yeah,
No.
and
Okay.
No.
that's why I was like, why don't you choose someone with a lesser sentence?
No, it just popped up, and then she would look through the profile.
Yeah, I
and-
get it.
Yeah.
now. And she did say that before, but I understand that. But I was still under the impression
Yes.
that you were out there, like you were like, fuck all these guys on the outside.
No,
want the
I would have
inside
gone
meat."
to an inmate site.
Yeah.
Is there really do those?
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
My mom, how she when she was dating guys from prison, she met them. They would
Oh,
phone
this
her.
is good.
They would phone up just random people.
Your
and then when you
mom's
picked
gonna
up,
kill you.
they would start talking to you. And if you carried on a conversation with them and you were a woman, they would slowly and surely work their way in there. Right?
Yeah.
And that's how my mom ended up meeting guys from prison.
Oh yeah.
There was no website.
Is that
back
how
then.
she met Woody?
No, the first guy was Vince.
Did you ever call
And
him?
then
Daddy?
she went down to meet Vince and found out Vince was going to be in American jail for life, and so which is life. And Woody was just getting out, so she just said, "Fuck Vince."
What? You just saw him walk
Yeah,
by?
no, it was Woody's
Hey,
friend.
who are you?
No, like Vince introduced him, like, this is Woody, my friend, and he's just getting out. And my mom was like, "Oh, he's getting out. I'll go for that black guy." instead,"
Oh,
right?
that's awesome. I love your mom.
That's how Woody came around, right?
Jailhouse.
So I kind of know what how it kind of works a bit, right? But that was a long time ago.
That was fun. So what school did you go to, Jennifer?
Good old Guilford Park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Guilford Park. Yeah, it was fun going. We all went there.
And did he commit his crimes in Winnipeg or out here?
Winnipeg.
Okay. And what? So they ship you out here, or how does that work?
It's all like
was a choice,
Yeah,
actually.
once you're, I think once you're charged federally, or
You get a choice?
No, you don't get a choice.
Him coming to BC was a choice. Yes.
What, a choice for him?
Yes.
Really? But is he in maximum security?
Oh,
No. He's a medium.
Medium? So is it maximum security? You just go wherever there's a spot available, or what?
I have no idea. I'm just why I'm
Well,
wondering.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you get maxed out, you go where they put you.
Yeah. I don't think you can.
Oh,
request
so
to
that's
come
why-
into your fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to be in, Kent prison or whatever. Do we even have maximum security prison out here?
Okay, yeah,
Kent.
Kent.
Matsque's not maximum security.
I meant Kent.
No.
Sorry,
Kent is.
Kent is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kent's where all the crazies go, bro. Right.
Yeah. Wow.
The dangerous of the dangerous, you know.
Man.
you know what really makes me happy though is
What?
basically like when people they get together and it's chaos for a certain amount of years where it's fighting and it's the hatred, and then they finally come to the realization that all that shit is just it's fucking garbage. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of just like you seem like you're at a good spot in your life where you can just kind of push all the bullshit away, and
Yeah.
things are good. And that's
Yeah.
good.
He knows he needs to serve his
He
time.
manned right up. 'cause
Absolutely.
That's a lot of fucking time, man.
Well, he got caught. He had no choice but.
Yeah, but I mean, like you could.
You still gotta man up and do the time.
You could run around and fucking shoot 7 people in the face.
But you could also go in
and
prison
not,
yourself.
not only.
But you could also go in there and off yourself. There's
No,
plenty
no,
of things
for
you
sure.
could do
Yeah.
to get
take
yourself
the
out of
coward's
to take the
way
coward's
out,
way
but
out, right?
He's doing his time.
So I look at that as also, it and also the crime, to me, makes a big difference on the person, right? But child molester, she's not going to be obviously married to a child molester,
hell no.
right? You know what I'm getting at? Like there is a difference in crimes here, right?
There is.
You know what I mean? And the severity of the crime, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what I based my decision on, was the circumstances of the crime.
And the time that's passed and everything.
Right. Absolutely.
I was going to
And-
bring that question up earlier, sorry to cut you off, but I was
No.
going to say to you that when he asked you what would your suggestion be if another woman wanted to do that, and my suggestion would have been the same as yours: do your research, but don't get it all offline.
Right.
Talk to the person.
Absolutely.
Look at him and look in his eyes and figure out if he's. You can tell when someone's
You can.
bullshitting you.
You can.
Yeah, but
Especially when you're 45 years old. We
Yeah.
got bullshit meters now, man. They're just built
Oh,
into
yeah.
us, right?
Yeah.
I can tell you when someone's
When you're
bullshitting
young,
me.
and yeah.
I don't know when
no,
someone's bullshitting me when I
but-
was 25, but now I can
Absolutely.
see it fucking a mile away, bro. I really can, man.
Yeah.
And my meter's 10 times better than it was when I was
I'm
in my
sure,
20s.
but I'm sure, like when some people go to prison, their manipulation game is pretty fucking.
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sure.
absolutely.
So like
course.
going seeing that person face to face.
But
is-
for 7 years and every 6 weeks for 72 hours, you're gonna see a little sign here or there.
Well, we're
bro.
gonna find
yeah.
out in like a couple years. Right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right.
The proof will be in the pudding, I guess, as they say, right? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
the pudding.
The pudding pop.
Oh, speaking of which, that fucking dickhead got released from prison too, eh?
That was crazy. Do you have anything to say about that? Vodka.
Basically, what I was gonna say
Jennifer.
is, I guess Cosby's, the prosecution, they fucked up on his trial somehow, and some technicality got him.
No,
out of there.
because he made a deal. They basically made a deal with them before on this one girl, but then they used that
against him.
against him. They brought up the I forget what it's called, but they brought up the not the affidavit,
The disclosure or
yeah,
whatever.
the disclosure.
Yeah.
They brought it up, and then they used that testimony against him, but it was already in
which caused a mistrial.
Basically, they said, "Nah, you can't do that." You're
So
out."
now he's gonna sue
Yeah.
and get hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yes, yes. The only thing that I think that the karma for him will be, within a couple of years he'll have a heart attack. He'll probably be dead. Right?
Fuck, he might live to be 100, man.
I don't think so.
Well, did you hear what Mrs. Cosby said there?
Who, Felice Rashad?
Yeah.
I heard-
What a
apparently.
It's an injustice.
Apparently.
It was an injustice
Apparently,
or something like that.
I seen on Instagram.
He's a dickhead.
I'm glad he's
the
out.
mother from Fresh Prince basically said that Felicia Rashad knew what Bill Cosby was fucking doing, and he was doing it on
Everybody
people.
knew.
Everybody
Everybody
knew.
knew, though.
It's like everyone knew what Harvey Weinstein was doing, right?
It's that's crazy.
But again,
crazy.
we're getting our information straight off the internet, right?
No, we're not. We're getting from court cases.
Yeah, but I'm not on that. But they're both rapists. Don't get me wrong, right?
For
But
sure.
But I wanted to touch on the whole church thing.
Go ahead.
Um,
Yes.
I know that Alex pretty much kind of explained pretty much what I'm going to say, but did you know that a lot of the residential schools are still standing and still being used by the Native Americans?
Yes.
I never knew that. No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
but
I had no idea.
what are they being used for? Just schools?
Churches.
They're churches?
They're being used for schools, preschool,
Anything.
programs
Yeah.
for kids.
Gym nights, basketballs,
Is
whatever
that
the fuck's
okay?
going on.
Like,
But
is that
they're
okay with
run
you?
by
So-
natives, though. Like, or
Right.
Yeah.
So
Like-
I asked why. Why would you want that memory standing? And an elder said because it's their memory. They don't want to let that memory go because it needs to be known what happened. So therefore, that's why they're still standing. That's why they're still being used, because we don't want that memory wiped away.
Because once it's wiped away, it's kind of like saying it's
It's
okay.
gone.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
So therefore, burning down the churches of the Catholics, okay? What if somebody decided to burn down the residential schools because they were bad?
Yeah, they were.
Well,
But-
aren't they? Didn't they burn down some residential schools?
I don't think
think
so.
so.
I think just the churches.
Just
But
the churches?
That, that's not right either, because the natives still use the residential schools and they want them standing so that people can know what happened to them.
See, what I think happens is you get
That's
people.
okay, yeah.
that-
I mean,
that
that's good.
But what
No,
happens
but
is
that's
you
what
get,
I'm just saying. Like,
But you
Yeah.
get people.
it's not
that
okay
latch-
to, sorry.
No, go ahead. You get people that latch onto things, and they're not even really. They just wanna. Okay, we're gonna go burn down a church tonight because this is what we think is the right thing to do, but it's really not Indigenous people doing it, right? It's,
I know, it's your...
it's
it's
fucking
your
Dan
cluster-
Johnson.
yes.
Yeah, it's guys like that, right?
Hey,
My
kid,
brother.
It's really not Dan Johnson, so please...
throw
yeah,
your brother.
It's
You know,
really
guys
not-
like him. It's radicals.
It's
have
really
this
not Dan
fucking
Johnson,
thought.
so no one really call the cops,
Yeah,
okay?
but you know what I'm getting at, right?
But it could be.
But it could be. But you know what I'm getting at. It's guys like him with these radical
Donnie G.
thoughts, and they get together and chuck on their fucking face masks or
Yeah,
not chuck them on or
we
whatever,
know
right?
that, and-
But that's what I'm getting at. So what you're taking, you're not shedding a good light on what's the actual problem is. You're just creating more of a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
And also what you said was there are some good Catholics and there are some bad Catholics.
Right.
So the good Catholics that may be using these churches now had nothing to do with what happened prior.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's not fair to them.
So now, like, with the...
But I think the problem is, I think what they need, like, they're doing it for a reason. They want the Pope to say something, man.
He's
'cause
not gonna say shit.
Say anything. He's not like
the
So
the
I
Chiefs
can
that are going to go, they're going to be like, oh, it's going to be starstruck by the fucking Pope. He's going to say some religious back-ended bullshit that's going to fucking... It's not going to do shit. They got to have guys like us that go in there. Well, you're going to have to pay restitution. You're now going to have to go after people, arrest them, have them charged, and let them
Yes.
rot their fucking lives in prison. And from now on, the Catholic... Anybody.
Yeah, for sure. And the crazy thing is, though, this is what's crazy to me. So they have a few of these guys that have been charged with like molestations and
Yes.
rapes and all this stuff, but no cardinals, nobody up in the church, no pope, no cardinals. Is it cardinals? I believe it's
It's like in the mafia, man.
Yeah.
it's like
bishops and
nobody
cardinals.
except the low end players.
Right.
But these guys were shipping them to church to church to church.
That's right.
Like one guy, I think he was shipped to like 52 different churches in like 4 or 5 years. Like that is crazy.
It's kind of like the mafia, bro. When you're the top boss,
Yeah.
then you have the captains, and then you have the soldiers, and blah 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 blah. Right, all the way down. That top guy is insulated, just
Yeah.
like the Cardinals are insulated.
Yeah.
And the guys on the streets are the ones taking the
Yeah,
brunt of
the
the
brunt.
action, right? And what it is, it's the pastors. They're just gonna. Well, if the Cardinal does something, they're gonna find a pastor that's done something, and just send him off and blame him.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
priest.
for
Let's
sure.
get it right. The diddling priest.
The priest. Sorry.
Yeah.
But here, like, back to your thing, like, with the residential schools still being standing. And that's because the elders want them to carry on the memory and whatever, right?
Right.
At what point do they say when it becomes too painful to look at it?
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
because
the
hold on,
yeah.
hold on. Because, like we've... The next generation coming up is not like us, and it's not like our parents' generation or generation after that. Like, I was just reading on Facebook today how this woman wants to have gas companies change the gas nozzles because it's a phallic symbol and it's too hard for her to hold it. It's too hard for her to hold it and pump her gas because she's 5'3" and has really small hands. So This generation is really offended and really sensitive to everything. So at what point do the elders go, okay, it's too horrific to have those things still standing, let's take them down? Do you think that will ever happen? And give them the fucking land that it's on so they can build brand new ones.
To be honest with you, so where I'm living now, I had to go to a residential school because that's where the office was to sign my papers to live where I'm living and pay my rent, pay my deposit. Yeah. I didn't know that I was going to a residential school. And when I first got there...
Did you feel eerie? No, I did some work at one of the old residential schools on Heather Street, and I didn't know it was a residential school. I just felt like it was like you were with me. It was a weird, I just had a weird, eerie feeling, and then someone told me, and I was like, ooh.
So the office is this way, and then around here is like the residential school. There's like a playground, So Google took me this way because I didn't know where I was going. And I stopped, and once I knew where I was and what it was, I literally put my car in park and I sat there. It was like I was in a trance. And I was lost, and I started to cry, to be honest with you. Once I got to the office, my head was not there. Like, I forgot that I had my checkbook. I'm like, oh, I don't have my checkbook. I can't give you my deposit right now. I had my checkbook, but my mind was gone.
Wow.
Because that's how much it affected me.
Yeah, for sure.
It was awful.
For sure.
And I thought, that's what I said. Sorry. I'm like, why would they still have them standing? It's such a bad memory. And my husband asked the elder, because he works with an elder inside. And the elder had said, because they don't want that memory wiped away. They want people to know these were standing,
like
and what
education,
right?
Like just to teach people,
right?
History, but history is also bad and good, right?
Right.
And you can't wipe out the bad history, because if you don't have the bad history, how do you learn from it?
Exactly.
Right. If we didn't have Martin Luther King doing what he did, getting shot, this and that, nowadays you would see way more of that happening, right?
Yeah.
People. It's the truth, right? With every bad thing that's happened in history, it's some good has come of it, right?
Yeah, and same with people ask why, because I'm a Christian, okay, and people ask why.
Whoa! You're a what?
I'm a Christian.
Okay.
Not a Catholic.
Okay, good.
People ask, why does God allow bad things to happen? God doesn't allow bad things to happen. God allowed free will, and us to make our own choices, and there always has to be bad in this world to appreciate the good. Exactly. Unfortunately, there's always an opposite, black and white, light and dark, good and bad. There's always an opposite.
And down, right?
That's right. This world is based on opposites. And if you don't have the opposite, how do you know the opposite side?
I'm going to stay completely out of that fucking conversation.
Well,
it's not even just about Christianity. It's just life in general.
I don't have a... Well, I have a comment, but I'm not going to comment.
It's tough for Robbie too, because he actually he went to a school with natives.
Yeah.
So you were like basically.
Well, the role
was reversed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's the only white kid.
Yeah. Me and my stepbrother Eagle fighting and getting on the bus and stuff like that. Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I mean.
So it brings up memories even for you, like.
Yeah, but
you hear terrible things happening, and then you know what I mean. Like, it obviously brings up memories when you're a kid too, right?
Yeah, but of course. Yeah. But I'm not going to comment. I only didn't want to comment on her fucking the good and evil and the up and down, right and left shit.
No, why?
Right?
Because Robbie gets angry.
If you have a okay.
No,
if you have a completely different opinion, everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Like God does not exist. He is just a fucking piece of shit if he really does exist, because how the fuck can you let that happen to fucking all those children?
In your mind.
And no, in my mind. And it's your own fucking people who are preaching the word of God doing it.
Yeah.
Like, if I was gonna strike them down
but you
right
have
now
to remember
with
there's
fucking lightning bolts.
Different religions, right?
Different religions. I get that.
Different religions believe different things.
I get that. Like, you know, and what it is, It all comes from one book. It's just how somebody deciphers that book.
That's
how they
right.
interpreted it. So
Absolutely.
the Quran is very
Yes.
much like the Bible. Like so,
Yeah.
for instance, the story of David and Goliath is in the Quran too.
Yeah.
It's just told slightly differently with different names.
Yeah,
Of the-
it's just
of the
how
characters.
it's just how like other people see it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you want to know something but the one thing that you can ask anybody out of those fucking out of this person, all these religions and all how they read the Bible is this: why the fuck does God take little children? Like, why
God
does
doesn't take little children.
No. Why does he let little kids die? Why the fuck is that guy drinking and driving, kills a fucking mom and 3 of her fucking young babies?
Because God gave us
it's
free
God's
will.
will.
No,
because he went
Because
to
because
the
God
bar.
gave us free will.
Yeah.
That's
Free will?
why.
He went to the bar and
You know,
got fucked up.
But then
go.
that guy gets off on a technicality and still gets to roam around and fucking do this and do
Oh,
that.
yes.
And live his life
Unfortunately,
full
there's a lot of shitty people that
and gets to
get to
hold
stay on
and-
this
and-
earth.
and gets to live his life fully.
yeah.
Right. With
But-
no other repercussions.
But
When Judgment
because
Day
he goes to
comes-
hell when he
What you
dies,
saying,
he
though-
gives 2 shits. Bring me to hell. I'll be a piece of shit from here on out. Fuck it. Fuck it. If he-
Okay,
like,
let's get off the
if that's my
religion,
damn name,
topic.
Like if that's where I'm going is to hell, shit. Fuck.
if I knew
go
I was
rob
going to actual
banks.
hell,
Like going
I
rob
would
banks
just
and
fucking fuck the world. Exactly, man. I'd rob banks, you name it. If I knew I was going there anyways, man.
I'd pillage. I wouldn't rape, but I'd.
he left out the rape, but he'll go pillaging. That's the next second beer. It might be a different opinion in an hour.
Hold on. Does that mean the same thing? What's pillage mean?
I mean, stealing and just
Oh yeah, I would steal everything.
taking things.
And fuck it. You want to know something, man? I would steal all your shoes, man.
I bet you would.
All your shoes.
What size foot do you have?
I'd sell them. They wouldn't fit.
Do you think
me.
it would make you feel good to do all
You
that?
want to know something? You want to know something? It
It
would
wouldn't
make
make
me
me
fucking
feel-
feel good.
it wouldn't
It wouldn't
make
make
me
me
would
feel
make
good.
me
I don't
feel
have my
good.
shoes either, so I'd be kind of angry.
It would make me, because you want to know something like this, like people are like the battle of good and evil. Let's face it, evil's winning.
Aside
Evil is
aside
winning.
from God and devil, evil and bad, aside from that, to me, even if I wasn't a Christian, I would want to be a good person in this world. I don't care what bad is done,
Right.
or what bad is done to me. To my own heart, I would want to be a good person in this world, because that's who I am.
That's good.
That's what I feel. Fight fire with fire, only gonna cause more fire. Fight fire with good. Yeah,
you know why
it
they
may
say
not
fight
take
fire
over
with fire?
fire.
Because it doesn't cause more fire. It actually puts fire out.
Okay,
Shut up.
the
I'm
reasoning
just joking.
behind it is
No, but you want to
a
know
bigger
something?
flame.
You want to know something though? Like I agree, but
You gotta have a better outlook, man.
no. Let's face it. There is no fucking God.
I
you,
I
to you.
agree. I personally agree. I believe in universal law. I believe in a higher power. I don't know if it's God, but something's up there.
Okay, so
That's
there's
my
a higher
thing.
power.
That's my belief.
Whether you call him a Buddha, whether you
Right.
call him a whatever,
I just believe
God,
there's something.
Muhammad.
whatever
More
whatever
universe,
you
right?
whatever
Energies.
it's all
I
the
get
same
it, I
person.
get it.
It's
Like,
all the
people,
same
you have to
creator.
have something to believe in.
No,
you know,
it's
just
not
like the
have to
Pope
have
has
something to believe
something
in.
to believe in or
No,
whatever.
no.
There is a
But
creator.
it's a bunch of bullshit, man. Like you guys, like everybody who believes in religion, you're all fucking brainwashed. Brainwashed cunts.
You're awful.
He needs.
You're
another beer.
awful.
Holy
I-
fuck!
I gotta get
I
going.
just saw a bolt of lightning fucking shoot out, and it
No, I
just
can't.
missed Rob.
I can't believe in I can't believe in a God where he allows like innocent
And
children
that's
to
your
be killed.
that's your decision.
And you look at the world and you can see evil is beating good hands down. And you
I
wanna know
don't
something?
disagree
Like-
with you.
Like if there was a God, maybe he could send down a few people to like even the score, but no. People are getting stabbed, killed, shot, fucking raped, killed.
Why do you think?
But what about all the good
Why do you
things?
think?
Every day. But you want to know something? Me and Marco pulled over on 100 and fucking on right there on
I seen that.
104th
And helped that lady with her
And
cart.
helped the lady with her cart. But that's helping a lady with her cart. But yet we probably did that, and 2 people got stabbed over on the other street.
Rob,
Exactly.
Rob,
That balance is really not there.
Rob.
Man, I'm sorry.
Rob.
Yes.
It all starts with, so how much crime was there back in the 60s, 50s? Not a lot, right?
Not as much, definitely.
Not as much, okay? So the more people have children, and do not educate them and teach them properly, that becomes, it goes down the line, okay?
Yeah.
We've got 13-year-olds, we've got 14-year-olds having children who have no idea how to raise a child or teach them morals or teach them how to be a person. So therefore, they grow up screwed up. Then they have a child, and it keeps going down the line.
Cycle,
yeah.
Okay,
Yes, for
sure.
The
so
cycle. You
that's
gotta
what's
break the
happened to
cycle.
our world. Not God. That's what's happened to our world. It's the people having these children that are
maybe
making
that's
things
the devil's
worse.
will. Maybe that's the devil's will.
That doesn't even make sense.
To uneducate
that
your
doesn't
kids.
even make sense.
So
See,
they
with
turn out to
religion
be,
and
so they
politics,
turn
it
out to
just-
be like rebellious, evil little shitheads.
But
Going
see,
around fucking shooting people
Of course,
and stabbing people.
it's the devil's will. That's the devil.
Yeah, right.
Finger
maybe. Hey, and the priests, diddling little boys and shit. Those people, see, that there should tell you right there, that is not God's free will or whatever. For that Catholic priest to diddle a little boy, for those priests to kill all those
Do you think
children,
God wants that to
that's
happen?
not
Of course he
free.
doesn't.
Well, then why the fuck isn't he striking these people down?
Does he?
Because-
Or kidnapping him or sending down a disciple from up there and say, hey, secret mission, slit his throat when nobody's looking, bury him.
That's not the way it works.
Why? Tell me why. Please.
secret
Answer.
mission.
I just want to know why.
Why did
Because-
Jesus die on the cross?
Who gives a shit?
Well, if you're not going to
For our
listen,
sins, for our sins, or something like
But
that.
scientifically, okay,
For our sins, he
Jesus couldn't survive on the cross. Let's just get that straight. Because you get your nails and your wrist nailed through a fucking cross, you're gonna die in about 10 minutes, right? So, it's not. I don't believe in the Bible. I'm a scientific guy. I believe in evolution, right?
Well, people survived worse, right?
I don't know about that,
Yeah.
buddy.
Look
Not
at that guy who had
hanging,
to
not
cut
hanging
his
there for
fucking arm off. Like 127 hours. I mean,
Yes.
maybe he did.
He gnawed his own hand off,
Live
though.
on the
I gotta
cross
give him
for
that.
This is awesome.
10 days or
I think he
something.
cut his hand off with a.
How
with a
long was he
dull
on the
knife,
cross
right?
for? Sorry, I'm uneducated.
I don't know how long he was on the cross.
How long was he on the cross for? Does anyone know?
3 days.
3 days?
So if he's on the cross for 3 days,
Jennifer's like, Jesus Christ, what did I get myself into?
yeah.
No, but I mean, like, you
Jailhouse
want to know something?
love.
It's just
Anyways,
like,
I gotta-
it's-
We're
it's
not
like-
quite doing Jailhouse love anymore, I don't think.
No, but we love it when it goes a different direction. But, I just can't, the battle of good and evil, evil wins, hand down. It's winning.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
But I think that's. I think we can come. We can all.
But all Christians and everything, they got the second coming of
Nice
Christ
seeing
to
you
look
again.
forward to, I guess. And that's
Nice
when
to see you.
God's going to come and clean up the world or something.
See you again, doggy.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I agree with.
Did you know
though.
that COVID was in the Bible?
Yeah, Dan, his brother was telling me something about that. And I was gonna say a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, but yeah, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Warren, you got a lot of work to do.
Bob, we didn't say anyone's name. Only twice.
Only
3
like
times.
40 times. We should do a closing though.
We'll do it right now.
Okay, here we are up in the studio, back from a break. Things went a little sideways. Mr. Terry Bear there doesn't like religion, and I think the book is fake too, and the priest should go to jail and do their time. And Jailhouse love. But anyway.